Hey everybody, it's Tracy. Welcome to another episode of the Stacks Unabridged, our bonus episode exclusive for Patreon and Substack subscribers. Today, because we can, because I love you, and because I love him even more, I am joined today by friend of the podcast, Kiese Laymon. Kiese has a brand new children's book. It's called City Summer, Country Summer. He and I talk about that today. But if you know anything about Kiese and I, we talk about a lot more. From author's feelings to what the hell do we do to remain human in this political moment, and so much more. If you're listening to this episode and it cuts off about 15 minutes in, that means you're not a paid subscriber of Patreon or Substack, and you need to join those communities to hear the whole thing. If you go to patreon.com/thestacks to join the Stacks Pack, for $5 a month, you get access to bonus episodes, to be part of our Discord community. You get our mega reading challenge, monthly book club meetups, and more. And if you go to tracythomas.substack.com for $5 a month, you get all of my hot takes about books and pop culture. You get those bonus episodes. And either way you support, you get to know that you make it possible for me to make this podcast every single week. So go to patreon.com/thestacks and /or tracythomas.substack.com to join up and hear this entire episode. Okay, let's dive into my conversation with the greatest, Kiese Laymon. Okay, everybody, your favorite person's here. Every time I ask you, who should I have on the show? At least 17 of you say, you should have Kiese back. So guess what? Get off my back. Kiese is back in the stacks. Welcome back, friend.
What up, Tracy? I feel like, back again. I feel like every time I hear you interview anybody else, I always wish I was in the room with y'all. So thank the 17 people that want to hear me again. But it's new. I feel like, we different than we were the last time we spoke.
I think the last time we talked on the podcast would have been like 2 years. Well, the last time people heard us talk was the tour.
Yeah.
But I think it was even 3 years ago since you were on the podcast.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
But this year, 2025, marks 5 years from your first episode.
Oh man. And that felt like a lot. I mean, my life changed a lot. Your life definitely seemed like professionally changed a lot.
Yeah. It's been a lot. I mean, that was like, we recorded, I want to say the episode came out in July 2020. So we recorded on like June 2020.
Yep.
It's a long time. Like that was a whole different.
And think about politically. I mean, politically where we were at that point, and what's wild is I remember when we took I shouldn't even get into it. See, the thing about you is I love you so much. I just start wanting to just talk like it's just me and you. But I was just starting to partake in gummies around that time. I'll just say that. Oh, yeah. And when I see that picture of myself holding my books, I'm like, damn, you can see it. But also now, everybody in the world is trying to get on the stacks. Like that's what's also so interesting. Every time I talk to authors, they're like, "Hey man, you think you can get me on the stacks, bro? You think you can get me?" And I was like, "Man, you gotta holler at Tracy."
Oh my gosh. Well, it's because of you. I mean, I feel like after you came on the show, people were like, "Oh, maybe I want to go on the show."
I think because we did something good together. You know what I'm saying? Like if I would have been up on that motherfucker, be like, and if you would have been like asking whack ass questions, nobody would have cared. But
that's true.
We connected.
I still feel like 5 years later, and this is no shade to other guests, that our conversation about Breathe by Imani Perry was the first time I felt like I really nailed what the book club episode should be.
Absolutely.
Like I had been working towards what we pulled together. I haven't gone back and listened, so I don't know, maybe it sucks. But I remember in the moment when we were recording it, and then when I listened back to the edit being like, this is what I had hoped to make one day.
And after it, like I'm still like a goofy kind of like 8th grader who like when I vibe with people, I'm always like, oh, that's my cousin. And like for me, that's when you became like my cousin. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, man, I hope she want to be my cousin because that's my cousin. Yeah.
I do. I so badly
so
do.
we cousins then.
I mean, we are.
Yeah.
I feel like in the 5 years since then, we've officially become cousins.
For sure.
But I can't say it good like you because I don't have a Southern accent at all. So I just like, my cousin. This is my cousin. Just like doesn't sound right.
That sounds good enough to me.
Okay, before we talk about other stuff, because I do, for people listening, here's our plan. We'll see if we stick to it because we never have stuck to a plan in our lives. Is we're going to talk about the new book, City Summer, Country Summer. And then I want to talk about how the hell are we remaining human in the world.
Right. That's great.
As people who make things and people who have to care about things and want to be plugged in. So we'll get there. Okay, let's start with the obvious question. Kiese Laymon, prolific adult writer. You wrote a kid's book, a coloring book, a picture book.
Oh,
Actually, this should be a coloring book.
I wish it was a coloring book. Ooh.
I would color the hell out of this book. Though Alexis Franklin is probably like, don't fucking try it. She's like, I actually made something really beautiful. Don't you dare. But okay, why did you want to write a kid's book?
You know what? Can I just
Children's
say,
book.
I saw Alexis yesterday for the first time ever. We've been doing all of this over Zoom for the last like 3 years. And man, it was so beautiful. She came here to Houston. She's from Dallas. She's so young. I didn't realize how young she was. And I just want to say, like, I adore that woman and her art. But, you know, I wrote this piece around the same time that we talked. New York Times showed me these photographs by the incredible photographer Andre Wagner of all New York City Black boys in the summertime. And they were like, Kiese, we want you to write one of these like complimentary essays to go with these photographs. And then, you know, New York Times, like a lot of legacy publications, is sort of stringent sometimes in their style. But I was like, I'll write, but I'm feeling prose poem. And they were like, I don't know about a prose poem. And I was like, well, let me just do it and see. And, you know, for the most part, a lot of the language you see in that book, I mean, I had to take a lot of it out. But for the most part, you know, I wrote this story about this kid who comes down from New York and this other kid in Mississippi. And I was just trying to play with these ideas of like I and we and they and, you know, collectivity and safeness, you know, for me and environmental degradation and what happens, you know, I'm at the question below the text is what happens when there are no more woods or gardens to play in for young people like that. And then, you know, Namrata came to me from Coquille and she was like, I think this can be a picture book. And I was like, word? Because I always wanted to write books for kids. Like Long Division was initially, I was trying to write a book for young adults. I just couldn't pull it off the right way they wanted me to. So, you know, when she came and hit me and with the possibility, I was like, okay, let's do it. And then we had initial artists because this was supposed to come out like 2021, 22. Then the initial artists just took a while and, you know, for different reasons couldn't really do it. And then, you know, I got these other artists who wanted to do it like 40 or 50 or so. And then I just saw I saw Alexis's stuff and I was just like, shit, we ain't got to look no more. Let's just try to make it happen. And the good thing about Alexis is that she came in not just with like incredible colors and visual stuff, but she came in with like actual vision. You know, there were only 2 boys in the book initially. She added a third. The gardens were like a lot less sort of like dark and ominous. They were just like, you know, happy gardens. And Alexa just put her style in it. And I know you'll feel this, but after Heavy and because we were fucking in the pandemic and everybody was dying and we're killing everybody with our breath, like I wanted to take a back seat. And I did in my real life. Like I kind of went in the dark for a while, but I also wanted to take a back seat in terms of creativity. Like I wanted to kind of be led. And Alexis Franklin she led and I followed. And then, you know, a few years later, we got a book.
I love that so much. Yeah, I always joke. I'm like, I want a boss so bad.
Yo, sometimes
all I ever wanted is someone to tell me what to do. I'm just like, I don't care if you sexually harass me. I just need to be told what to do.
That's so wild that you say that shit because like I feel that more than ever like today. Like just tell, but then we're both kind of, we say that shit, but we both kind of hard headed. You know what I'm saying? You tell us the wrong thing and I quit. Fuck you. Bye.
You know. That's so true. I worked a semi-corporate job for a long time. I was a manager of a fitness studio and I took a lot of shit from people.
I bet.
But what was nice is when I would go home, I was like, oh, feels like your problem.
Yeah.
I'm like, I leave the garage and go in the house and I'm like still stressed out about what question am I going to ask so-and-so, or like, it's just like always
all you
hanging over me all the time.
Yeah.
So I would love to have someone just take the fucking blame for my failure.
I mean, in real life, y'all, it's a problem because I'm that. Time to eat. Where you want to eat? Oh, I don't care. Time to go somewhere. Where do you want to? I don't care. You want to fly? I'm just like, I'll do whatever. You know, I'm actually like to be led. But then when they lead me to someplace whack, I catch feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's me. I have a lot of opinions, obviously.
Right.
So no matter what, I'm going to have a complaint. I have notes. That's what we used to say. I have notes.
Yes.
That's like, do they say that in the book world? I have notes?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, because that's what we used to say in theater. Like after you do like a run through or whatever, like when I used to choreograph, it would be like, okay, I have notes.
Dude.
Act 1, scene 1.
Bruh. And
whatever.
in the TV and television, that's their language. It don't matter how good the shit is. That their job is to have notes. And that can be annoying too.
Wait, I want to ask you about this because Randy Winston.
Yeah.
He and I were having this great conversation during AWP about authors being sensitive because he wasn't saying that. I was saying that. Randy's like such a defender and lover of authors. So everything negative that I'm about to say came out of my mouth and not Randy's mouth. But I was saying how like I get real frustrated with authors because I think they're too precious. Because I feel like the amount of time that an author spends before they get notes is detrimental to them. Like when I was a dancer, you would go out on stage in a dress rehearsal and you would hear, cut, like stop.
Right.
You look fat and ugly in that dress, right? Yeah. And it would be like, okay, let me just take this note and move on.
Right.
Like I understand it is, or like, you're a count behind, or, my director would be like, the choreography doesn't fit. You need to change this whole number or whatever it looks like. But you would be getting constant negative and positive feedback in real time. And so anything that I ever made in life, I always knew someone else was going to have an opinion about it. And that was just like part of the process.
Right.
And I feel like authors have gotten soft a little bit because they don't get enough real-time feedback.
Right.
What do you think of this?
See, now we're going to start doing how we do. I think that is true, but I would say that the problem is when you look at the other parts of art culture that do get notes all the time, I'm just going to be, from a writerly standpoint, that shit is weak. That shit, I mean, like, if like, for me, I like television shows, for better or worse, when there appears to be like a singular point of view. And of course they got notes too. But I would just say, as a writer, if I allowed my editor or great, and I will just say, there are a lot of wonderful writers out there who have like these readers that they invite in after first draft, second draft, third draft. I'm not going to say their names, but they're Pulitzer Prize winners, they're national books. So on one level, you're absolutely right. But on the other level, I don't want to write no editorial. I don't want 15 motherfuckers in on my books. The shit that I write. You know what I'm saying? But you're right. And that is absolute preciousness. That is sensitivity. But that to me also is like, I know I write with a kind of political edge. I don't want motherfuckers coming up in there trying to tell me I need to like take the curves out of the shit before I've even thought about how sharp the edge needs to be. So I'm saying two things at once. You're right. We are precious. And a whole lot of writers in this country don't have fucking political edges. But those of us, you know what I'm saying? But those of us who do, because I do listen. My problem is if you start telling me some shit early on, I'm going to listen to you. But I am someone who's easy to edit because like once I give you the shit and my editor gives me some stuff, I'm not pushing back violently or anything like that. But that's because I done been through 6 or 7 drafts. But just working in TV and film, I just see why a lot of that, it's just not a writerly medium, right? Like I thought TV and film were writerly. We talked about this before when I didn't know nothing about TV and film. It's not a writerly medium, right? It's a directorial medium. And, you can argue maybe it's a performative medium. But so the shit we do is kind of just like loose directions. And they're trying to sell whatever you write. They want to sell it to white motherfuckers who drink whole D milk. Like that's the cool. Like,
I also drink whole milk. Okay, so well, just take it. Well, I am half white, but I felt like that was a dig at me personally, and I don't love it.
They want to sell it to the white part of you that drinks the whole D milk, and there's more to you than that. And I'm just saying, when I'm writing my books, I ain't really fucking trying to write my art to make the motherfucker the white dude who doesn't drink water or drinks whole D milk. Like, you know me? Or there's other people I want to touch. So I feel you. I mean, I cannot disagree with you, but I also just want to say, when you get 15 people in on something, you get an editorial. And an editorial, usually writerly wise, is going to be less lackluster in terms of like dynamic shit.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
I hear this. Yeah. This is good.
And we sensitive. We sensitive. And I just want to be like, we mad sensitive.
All right, that is the end of this bonus teaser. If you were liking what you were hearing, you can listen to the entire episode by going to either patreon.com/thestacks and joining the Stacks Pack, getting access to the Discord, being able to participate in our virtual book club, or you can go to tracythomas.substack.com and subscribe to Unstacked, where you're going to get my writing about books, pop culture. You're going to get other exclusive author interviews, and of course, these bonus episodes. So go to one of those two places, join us, get to hear the rest of this episode, and support the work that I do by being a part of these wonderful communities. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the Stacks.